Live from historic House Park in Austin, Texas, I'm Karl Schoening along with Michael Francis. It's the SHN Sports Austin ISD Thursday night game of the week. It's the Hayes Rebels versus the Austin High Maroons as we take a moment here for the national anthem.
Our anthem will be performed tonight by the Austin High School Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the Star Spangled Banner.
A nicely done rendition of the national anthem from the Austin Maroons marching band. Hayes Rebels versus Austin Maroon coming up here on SHN Sports. Once again, Karl Schoening along with Michael Francis. Happy you tuned in here as we have this game from historic House Park in downtown Austin, Texas, with the Capitol just over to our right. We're really happy to bring you this edition of Austin ISD Thursday night game of the week. It features an unbeaten team in District 25 6A going up against the home team, Austin Maroons, trying to find their way on the winning path. The Maroons come in 1-3 in District 25 6A, while Hayes undefeated at 3-0 and undefeated overall at 5-0.
Now, District 25 6A is a tough district, and you got the two top teams that are playing this week in Westlake and Lake Travis in the Battle of the Lakes tomorrow night, Karl.
Yeah, that's a big matchup because that'll pretty much determine who's first or second in District 25 6A. Hayes locked into that third spot, but they have yet to play that back-to-back part of their schedule where they will play Lake Travis and Westlake. So that'll be not two guaranteed losses, but, you kind of have to you have to respect them in the sense that let's get as many victories in district as we can and prepare for potentially having two losses in district play when you see those two giants on your schedule, especially in this first year of realignment.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, any team can win on any given night. And does Austin High have the gas to go the distance against these Hayes Rebels? We're about to find out as we get ready for kickoff, as the Austin High Maroons won the toss and elected to receive.
Exactly right. Garcia is back deep to receive it along with Williams and Wooten. The ball will be kicked away from the Rebels side of things by Joe Banuelos. He's going to get instructions before we get this thing rolling. So a little bit of music playing here to get the fans into it.
Welcome to House Park. It's football night in Texas.
Banuelos separates the huddle and will set up for his charge from the 40. Backpedals and elects to take a 6-yard charge.
Back deep to receive for the Maroons, number 18, Nick Anderson.
Banuelos readies his teammates. Takes the charge, puts toe to leather. It's an end-over-end kick. This game underway. It'll be taken by Garcia from the 15, and he's going to try and go up the numbers on the left side. Gets across the 20 and is dropped just short of the 25 to the 24-yard line. That's where Mike Rosenthal's Austin Maroons will take over and start this ball game 7 seconds into the game. Austin coming into this game 2-4, trying to pick up their second district win of the season. It'll be Charles Wright in the shotgun. as whistles pause the play here before we get it rolling. Charles Wright in the shotgun. Grayson Davis is his back to the right. Trips to the right side, single receiver to the left side, 1st and 10, first play from scrimmage tonight. And it'll be a quick screen out to the right side, caught in the flat, and pickup of a couple yards by Ben Koch as he gets out to the 27-yard line. And that'll be a pickup of 3, 2nd and 7 coming up.
Gain of 3 on the play brings up second down.
Well, it is a beautiful night in Austin, Texas for Thursday night football, Karl.
On 2nd and 7, a zone read and a handoff running behind his left guard, and picking up yards to the 31 is Grayson Davis. And flags come in after the play is whistled dead, and it happened back in the secondary. See what the flags are about, but for now, mark the ball down at the 31. Back judge talking to the referee to relay what he saw, and I think this goes against the Hayes Rebels.
No, it's going to go against the Austin Maroons, Karl. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on number 87.
And it looks like you're right. They're going to back up that ball before announcing it.
As I like to say, this is a 15-yard variety penalty right here.
Great eyes there, Michael. And that will back them up. What would have been a 3rd and 2 situation will create a 2nd and 18.
Not a good way to get started, shooting yourself in the foot, because yardage against these Hayes Rebels is going to prove tough all night long for the Maroons.
Right in the shotgun. Grayson Davis will clear out of the backfield. And now whistles will stop things up. And now Davis in the left of Wright, and Wright takes the snap, drops back for a 5-step drop, fires across the middle, and it's into the hands of his receiver. Nobody in front of him as he crosses midfield. The 30, 2 men to beat as he crosses the 15, the 10. Logan Kirk into the end zone, and it's a touchdown. What a play there by Logan Kirk as he connects with Charles Wright, and he's able to get away into the end zone as he gets behind the secondary, taking it to the house for 6 points.
Going to attempt a corner-after touchdown for the Maroons, number 9, Jonathan Bryant.
Jonathan Bryant will go ahead and try for the extra point attempt. Through the uprights and good, and the Maroons take an early lead, 7-0. Karl Schoening on with Michael Francis, 10:54 left here in the first quarter. Austin High, as we said, is behind the chains with that penalty, unnecessary roughness, as it would have been a 2nd and 2. Instead, they go for the deep shot, and it pays off in a big way for Mike Rosenthal.
Well, that's exactly what we were talking about before the game, Karl. We saw Austin versus Georgetown before the season even started in a scrimmage contest right here in this very stadium, where this quarterback definitely took it to Georgetown through the air. And we're seeing that getting things started off here early in the first quarter in House Park.
Big thanks to Georgetown Jewelry for being a sponsor of Austin ISD Thursday night game of the week. Back deep to receive for the Hayes Rebels is Sam Scott, as well as Nathan Tate.
Georgetown Jewelry and Minuteman Press are sponsors for Austin ISD football tonight.
Kicking it away for the Maroons will be Clayton Reimers. And Reimers sends this one high and short. It'll have to be taken by one of the upmen, and he'll take it from the 22, gets across the 30, gets away from a tackle at the 35. It's hit at the 40, and he fights forward across the 45. And he'll be marked down, forward progress right there at the 45. That's where the Hayes Rebels will start their drive and try and answer back. That's They fell behind on the first series of the ball game on a huge play by Logan Kirk connecting with Charles Wright. And now it's time for the Hayes Rebels to try and come onto the field. They'll be wearing the white jerseys with the white pants, blue helmets, as you see on your screen. It'll be a play under center and a handoff. Running behind his right tackle and getting back to the line of scrimmage was Xavier Green. So no gain on the play. Harrison Donovan with the tackle. It's a quick pass out to the left side, bobbled and incomplete is the pass. It was intended for Sam Scott and it falls to the floor, falls to the ground. No, brings up third down. Xavier Martinez, the quarterback, listed as a running back, unable to get the play off there as it looked like he was under pressure almost immediately coming out from under center.
That defensive front for the Maroons putting pressure on the interior part of that line where he throws out to the flats just ahead of his receiver who could never quite bring it in.
Martinez will hand it off and hit in the backfield for a loss and bringing up fourth down. Sam Scott unable to find a hole. That's a loss of 3.
Loss of 3 on the play. It'll bring up fourth down and long for the Rebels.
So 4th and long will bring out the punting unit, and back deep to receive for the Austin High School Maroons is Devin Quintanilla.
The Maroons doing a great job, Karl, of filling the gaps and closing them down and not giving the backs for the Rebels any place to run.
Martinez, also the punter, will boom this punt, and Quintanilla will bobble it, and it's recovered by the Rebels.
There's a fumble on the punt.
What a way to get to the ball for the Hayes Rebels. Hopping on top of it was Shahil Patel, and that's an amazing way to get down there.
Well, it's another self-inflicted wound right here to the Maroons. First was that unsportsmanlike penalty, and now you have a turnover deep in your own end of the field. You're sitting at the 13-yard line and just breathe life into the Hayes Rebels, who went 4 and out.
Exactly. It was a quick punt. No first downs picked up, and that's one way to pick up a first down.
Well, the Maroons defense did a great job of shutting the Rebels down. Now they have to step back up again.
Martinez under center. 1st and 10. Whistles stop this play before it gets started. And it's a timeout by the Hayes Rebels, so we'll keep it right here. As you said, Minuteman Press and Georgetown Jewelry, sponsors of tonight's Austin ISD Game of the Week.
And we definitely like to thank both of them as they are friends to SHN Sports.
Yep.
And we like to thank them for taking on the Austin ISD Thursday night games.
Well,
Ricky Poe at Georgetown Jewelry. Minuteman Press, they'll take care of all of your printing needs. And I say that, Karl, because I've quoted those sponsors out for Georgetown games. As both of them sponsor Georgetown football also.
The timeout over, and back into the game. Sam Scott is the wing left. The fullback is Nash Janford. Martinez under center, waiting for the officials to go ahead and give him the go-ahead. It's clear Martinez will call out the play count. And an offsides penalty will be a free play as Martinez runs behind his center and maybe picks up a couple yards. They're going to take the penalty yardage here.
Obviously.
Number 18, Xavier Martinez on the carry.
Defensive end for the Maroons getting a little excited.
Yep, and it will be an offsides call. We had to wait for the official call, but you can see that right away. So the free play not really put to use because of, being under center. Martinez probably didn't know what it was, and it was just going to be a design quarterback run anyway. So 1st and 5, ball on the 8
gut check right here.
Scott goes in motion. It's a handoff to Danford. Danford runs behind the right tackle and gets across the 10 to the 7-yard line. So maybe only a pickup of 1 for Danton there, and brings up 2nd and 4.
Gut check for the Maroons defense right here. If they can hold the Rebels to 3 and possibly none, that'll be a great moral victory for this defense.
Martinez under center. Hands it off to Scott. Scott behind his right guard is able to get across the 5 and rolls his way for just shy of a first down at the 4-yard line. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. So quarterback keeper right here, I imagine, just to have the center take 1 step and follow him behind it.
You would think.
Under 8 minutes to play here in the first quarter. The Hayes Rebels brought new life thanks to a punt recovered on a fumble. Martinez will hand it off to Scott, who fights his way forward. He has the first down, but he's short of the goal line by half a yard, and that'll be a first down and goal coming up here for the Rebels as the clock pauses to move the chains.
It'll be 1st and goal, Rebels.
This is very much a binocular game, as it's a game that'll be fought in the trenches as long as Hayes is on the offensive side of the ball. Danford behind Martinez, and it'll be a Danford dive as he gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage and no gain on the play.
Carry goes down inside the 1-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and goal to go for the Rebels. Number 47, Nash Danford on the carry.
Danford will probably get 1 more carry, if not a Martinez keeper here on the goal line, as it's 2nd and 1 coming up. Play clock under 20 seconds. That's of no importance right now to Martinez as he gets under center. And Martinez will try and go behind his right guard. He is stopped short of the goal line. And it looks like he did get across. Touchdown.
If he got in, Karl, he just barely got in.
He was able to just extend, and I guess he brought the football back right as he was hit, but it took the help of a fumbled punt that the Rebels were able to get back on top of, but it was a Hayes Rebels touchdown after the Austin Maroon touchdown, and it's a 6-point game, and it'll be Banuelos here to try and tie it up at 7. Banuelos kicks this one through the uprights and good, and we're tied at 7.
Kicks it completely over the field house, Karl.
Somebody's got to go get that ball.
It ain't going to be me, I can tell you that, Bubba.
No, luckily we're up here broadcasting the game. We're happy you're at home listening to this broadcast, whether it's live or in the future. You might be listening to the archive broadcast. Right now it's 6:48 left in the first quarter.
And with 6 minutes, 48 seconds remaining in our
they said the kick was no good. So, we'll go with it.
It looks good from here, but
yes.
Then again, we're not standing at the uprights, so.
Yeah, we'll have to go ahead and assume that that is a missed field goal. It was through the uprights.
It was a booming kick anyway.
It was through the uprights from our angle, but perhaps the officials underneath the uprights saw it differently, and they have the final word. It doesn't matter what we think.
True enough.
Back deep to receive here, the ensuing kickoff for the Maroons. It's Norwood, Anderson, as well as Garcia. Banuelos will wait for football to come to him before he gets to kick it away.
Joe Banuelos teeing it up for the Rebels. Back deep to receive, number 18, Nick Anderson.
Banuelos lines it up and will take a 6-yard charge. He sent it deep last time. Let's see what he likes to do here. sends this one end over end back deep, and it'll be Norwood taking it from the 4-yard line. Finds room up the middle, and he's able to get to the 25-yard line and call it the 24. That's where the Austin Maroons will start. 6:41 left here in the first quarter, and the Maroons with a 1-point lead after the missed point after attempt by the Hayes Rebels.
We'll have to see what this Rebel defense does to answer to the air attack of the Maroons.
Yeah, last time around it was Wright connecting with Sawyer Berry. And here it is a handoff running around right end, and a flag comes in after a big hit on the end around by Zach Mercado. And Mercado picks up yards out to the 28-yard line, but let's see what the flag's about. It was in the area of a hold.
Tackle made by Jayden Belachowski.
Okay, so Belachowski.
It will be a hold against the Maroons. That backs them up. From the spot of the foul, it'll still be first down, but the ball goes to the 15-yard line. So it'll be a 1st and 19. Right in the shotgun will drop back, fires over the right side, hits his receiver across the 20 to the 25-yard line, and Colby Kalbacher picks up yards back to almost the original line of scrimmage. So pretty much picks up the 9 yards that they just lost on the hold. He stayed inbounds, and the clock moves here at 6:10 left in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Maroons. Wright will drop back, scans across the field, across the middle, and he fires over to the left side. It's caught across the 30 and fighting for the first down, able to get it at the 35. Good job by Sawyer Berry, and he's able to get the Maroons their first down. Wright will drop back, scans to the flats, instead will fire across to the slant, and Kalboucher will not be able to get it, so that'll be incomplete. Stops the clock at 5:39, and 2nd and 10 here for the Maroons. They can take their time with the clock stopped, and they've gone to the air a little bit more. We were talking about in the pregame, he's pretty good at slicing it up. Charles Wright is. Wright has trips to the right, single receiver to the left from the left hash mark. Davis in the backfield with him blitz being shown by the Rebels. A quick pass out to the left side. It's caught there by Sawyer Berry, and he picks up about 8 yards on the play. Call it 8 yards, and brings up 3rd and 2.
8 yards brings up 3rd down and 2.
The hard count almost causes an offsides. Flag comes in, free play, a deep pass down the right sideline, and it's incomplete as the intended receiver was Colby Kalbacher, but this flag is probably going to be a first down for the Maroons.
Wright not afraid to go deep, as he does have a cannon for an arm.
Referee here to get up the call. Will be offsides. That'll be a 5-yard penalty. First down for the Maroons, and they march closer to having the line of scrimmage for the first time in Rebels territory this evening, but they still have a couple yards to go.
To the 48-yard line. It's good for a Maroon first down.
Wright will swing a pass out to the right side, and crossing midfield was Jaden Hamilton. Hamilton picks up yards to the 48 in Rebels territory, and it's a pickup of 4 yards.
Tackle made by Garrett Moore. Gain of 4 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 6.
Rob wants AISD football.
Quick pass across the middle and being slung down. The man who made the catch, it's a good catch there by Jackson Ritz, and that moves the ball to the 47, or excuse me, the 45, so a pickup of 3.
Brings up 3rd down and 3.
3rd and 3 from the Rebels 45. Right in the shotgun, Davis to his right. A trio of receivers stacked up on the right side, far right. Flags come in, free play, another offside against the Rebels, but doesn't really matter as it's Sawyer Berry catching it on a turnaround, and he gets it inside the 30 to the 26-yard line, and the first down for the Austin Maroons. It was a free play as the flags on the field will probably be declined. It is. The players already ready to set up for the ensuing play. 1st and 10 for the Maroons from the 26. 3 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left. Right in the shotgun. Davis to his left. Zone read. He'll drop back now. He's under pressure as he scans around the field. Looks for a block, gets it as he rolls out to the right. Still under pressure, and he'll throw it away as he's being slung to the ground. And give credit to Juleby there, as he was the one who made the hurry, I guess, and the incomplete pass will stop the clock at 4:08. No yards lost, so 2nd and 10 from the 26 coming up for the Maroons.
Wright did a good job to keep from getting a sack.
Here's Davis running behind his right tackle, and he spins across the 25. Flags come in on the play as the yardage came out to the 23, so it would be a pickup of 3, but these flags are in the area of the hold. Let's see what the referee has to tell us. Chop block, so that'll be 15-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down, but that backs him up to a 2nd and 25.
Yard mark-off takes the ball back to the 41-yard line of the Rebels.
So from the 41 left hash mark, 3 receivers to the right, 4 right. He's in the backfield with Davis in the shotgun. A zone read, handoff to Davis. Davis picks up some yards across the 40 to the 35, down to the 30, lowers his shoulder at the 25, picks up the penalty yardage and a little bit more as he gets to the 23-yard line. Grayson Davis showing off the wheels. Makes this a 3rd and manageable. The Maroons want to keep the tempo going. Wright will toss it on the option to the right side. It is Davis picking up yards to the 20, inside the 20. He's short of the first down. So this is no man's land here on a 4th and about 3. So Wright with trips to the left and Davis to his right, a single receiver on the right side. He's going to take a moment here to get instructions from Mike Rosenthal on the sideline. 15 seconds on the play clock as Wright relays the instructions to his offensive line. Davis to his left now. Right zone read, hands off to Davis. Davis gets it to the 15-yard line. He has the first down for the Maroons.
Grayson Davis on the carry for the Maroons. Carry good for a Maroon first down.
So the Maroons in the red zone for the first time this evening. That first touchdown being a bomb that the Maroons were able to pick up the touchdown, and now here Wright will send the man in the backfield in motion over to the left side. He empties out the backfield. The pass tipped in the air, falls incomplete, and bring up 2nd and 10 from the 15.
The Hayes Rebels doing a good job to get pressure on Wright, and that's the 2nd time in this series that they've really put a lot of pressure on him and have disrupted the play.
On the incomplete pass, they will take their time. Right in the shotgun. He has Mitchell to his right. He's going to drop back on 5 steps in the pocket. Gets away from the pocket. Scans to the left side. He's going to tuck it and run. Across the 15, he slides to the 12-yard line. Line judge will give him the 11 after considering it, and it'll be a pickup of 4 yards and 3rd and 6 now. So 3rd and 6 from the 11. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter.
One thing the Maroons have definitely been successful with here in the first quarter is clock management.
Davis will run it up the gut, and he spins at the 6-yard line down to the 5. There's a flag on the play. Let's see what the laundry is about, but Davis
kind of back
picks up
toward the line of
first,
scrimmage.
Yeah, Davis picks up the yards for the first down. Line judge will communicate with the referee here.
And I'm seeing a couple Maroons put their hands on their helmets and like they were disappointed about the result. So, and the Maroons are moving backwards. So
it was a false start or illegal formation. Backs them up 5 yards, so that'll make it a 3rd and 11 from the 16.
The receiver too far in the backfield. Penalized for 5 yards.
Clock ticking at 1:35 after the penalty, 3rd and 11. Dropping back is right. He scans to the left, maneuvers in the pocket, has his man at the 5, and brought down just short of the first down. That's a good job there by Sawyer Berry. Again, one of the favorite targets of Wright, and he's able to jump for that ball and be just short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1.
Berry does a great job of grabbing Sky to get that ball.
Hurrying up to the line of scrimmage in a power formation, and a handoff to Davis. Davis picks up the first down inside the 5. So the ball on the 3-yard line, 1st and goal for the Maroons. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Maroons looking to add on to their lead. Wright is under center now. Sends a man in motion, and he'll roll out to the right. Wright looking for a pass in the end zone. Instead, he's going to tuck and run. He goes for the pylon, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. The 3-yard touchdown run by Charles Wright extends the Austin Maroons lead. Wright does a great job right there, trying to look for his pass option, and he's still full speed in stride, looking for the pylon as well, able to pick up the touchdown. Bryant will kick this one for the point after. Barry with the hold, and this one is no good. So the score stays Austin Maroons 13, Hayes Rebels 6. 31 seconds left here in the first quarter. Karl Schoening along with Michael Francis. Austin ISD Thursday night football game of the week brought to you by Georgetown Jewelry and Minuteman Press. Happy you guys tuned in. It's been a good one so far.
Oh, it has been. It's been exciting. Definitely not what I expected, as I expected Hayes to come in here and dominate the Maroons. So I am pleasantly surprised to see the Maroons step up and have the lead here going close to the second quarter.
It's do or die. If the Austin Maroons want to try and get in the conversation for that 4th playoff spot in District 25 6A, this is a must-win.
It is a must-win for them. That is absolutely correct.
You know, we keep saying there's a lot of football left, but all of a sudden there's not that much football left.
I know. You're looking at, half the season already complete. You know, we wondered at the beginning of the game if the Maroons had the gas to go with Hayes, and so far they've proven that they have.
Nathan Tate is back deep to receive this kickoff, as well as Sam Scott for the Rebels. Kicking it away will be Clayton Reimers. Reimers takes a short charge, sends this one high and short, again taken by one of the upmen at the 25 this time, and he avoids a bump, spins, and is just short of the 35-yard line. Call it the 34. The return there by Shahil Patel, who had the punt fumble recovery earlier, so is able to go ahead and pick up a good victory, or good move right there. It'll be Hayes Rebels ball from the 34. First and 10 for the Rebels. Xavier Martinez will be under center out of an I formation. He hands it off, running behind his left end, finding some room across the 40 and stopped just short of the first down on the play was Xavier Green. So Xavier Martinez hands it off to Xavier Green. That'll probably be the final play of the first quarter after a gain of 9. It's 2nd and 1, and that'll do it for the first quarter. So at the end of 1, it's the Austin Maroons leading the Hayes Rebels 13-6. Both teams missing point after attempts. One team getting a touchdown on a bomb and then a 3-yard touchdown run on a spectacular play for the Austin Maroons. And then the Hayes Rebels getting lucky on a muffed punt that they were able to recover and fight their way forward through the red zone to go ahead and find the end zone.
Well, right now, Karl, that's the only reason that Hayes is even in this game.
Exactly. Otherwise, it could be a 3-score game for the Austin Maroons. So here we are with it's 8:03 Texas time and a new quarter here at House Park. Karl Schoening along with Michael Francis. Happy you guys tuned in for the SHN Sports Austin ISD Thursday night game of the week. A little bit of a holdup because we're also on KXAN or KBVO here locally, so there will be TV timeouts.
Which is something that you're not typically used to in a high school venue.
No, you're not, but the second quarter about to get underway with the 2nd and 1. Green will hand it off. Running around the right end is Scott, and Scott tripped up after picking up the first down. He is short of the 50, and he is tackled by the Maroons' Carlos Daniel. New set of downs for the Rebels, though.
Very good for a Rebels first down. It's 1st and 10 Hayes with the ball resting on their own 48-yard line.
Hayes has it at their own 48, trying to get into Maroon territory. Martinez under center. Will hand it off to Xavier Green. Green trips forward across midfield to the 47-yard line, picks up 5 yards on first down.
Tripped up by Tevin Wooten. Gain of 5 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 5.
It's just a great atmosphere for football here in House Park, Karl. I really enjoy it.
Jumbo set in the backfield. It's a handoff running up the middle with room across the 30 to the 20, down at the 15, cuts back to the 10, looking for the end zone. Touchdown Rebels. What a great run there by Devin Hines, the senior running back, getting his first handoff of the night and taking it 47 yards for 6 points. Well, 1 carry, 1 touchdown. That's a stat that he must like.
Well, definitely. It makes your yards per carry average look really good.
Yeah. It'll be Banuelos here trying to kick the point after attempt. He missed one earlier. This one again skied, but this time it's good. So 10:48 left in the second quarter, and we're tied at 13. You tuned into a good one, folks, here on SHN Sports. I'm Karl Schoening along with Michael Francis. Can't get that branding out enough, and I usually do it after every score. We've had a lot of scoring tonight.
So far,
4 touchdowns in 14 minutes.
26 points scored in, roughly, 13, 14 minutes?
Yeah, both teams missing point after attempts, putting our score at 13. And just a lot of explosive plays, some exciting plays. I think it's going to be a fun one tonight.
Well, I think so. If this is any indication, it's going to be a game down to the wire. Some exciting football here in Austin, Texas, between these two historic programs.
The Maroons will send out their kick return team. Again, back deep to receive. It's going to be Isaiah Garcia, as well as Nick Anderson and Zori Norwood. Banuelos will kick this one away from the 40. 10:48 left here in the second quarter, and it's been a barn burner. Banuelos with a 6-yard charge sends this one to Norwood, and it's a little bit of a trickeration play that will be blown up. And the ball comes loose, but the whistles blow this play dead. But instead of deciding to just run uphill, they flipped the ball after receiving it to someone who had their back, and it was almost like a high post in basketball deciding which cutter he's going to give it to, and the Rebels defense was not fooled.
No, they weren't fooled, not for a moment.
They tried it once and it worked, but here on the second time around, it'll result in the ball being placed at the 20-yard line, and the Austin Maroons have 80 yards in front of them. 1st and 10 for Wright. He's in the shotgun. Wright will drop back, scans to his left, looks across the middle, now fires down the left sideline. Jump ball caught. The Maroons pick up a first down. A great catch there by the big man, Ben Coach. And Ben Cook able to pick up a Maroons first down. They want to run the tempo fast here. Trips to the left, and it's a toss to the left side. Davis will hurdle on one of his own men, get across the 45 and pick up a yard.
Well, I'll tell you what, Karl, I would like to give a huge shout-out to our production crew tonight.
You and me?
Karl Schoening on producing, and Michael Francis on the camera tonight.
It's a lot harder than it looks, folks. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. 2nd and 9, ball on the 46-yard line, left hash mark. Maroons in their own territory on a play action, a pass out of the flat, and losing a yard on the reception was Devin Quintana, I beg your pardon. Quintana tackled inbounds, loses a yard, and it's back to 3rd and 10. And, you know, perhaps you got to give the Rebels defense a lot of credit, but they were not fazed by that tempo after the big gain on first down. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right here for Wright. He's going to drop back, and it's a quarterback draw. He runs up the middle, has a little bit of room, tries to spin at the 50. He runs into Davis and only picks up 4 yards. And the ball looks like it came loose, and the Rebels want to say that they have possession. Forward progress will be marked on the quarterback run, and I think the punting unit should come out, but it looks like Coach Rosenthal is going to be aggressive here and look for the first down on 4th and 6 from his own 49. He'll drop back for a pass. Flags come in. It's a free play. Going down the left sideline, incomplete. And the offensive line stopped blocking right there. The defense stopped bringing pressure. Let's see what this flag's about. This is a unique play.
It's going to be encroachment on the defense. It'll back them up 5 yards. They'll be a yard short. Huge difference on this 4th down play, 4th and 1.
Yeah, instead of a pass, it'll be probably an opportunity for Davis to get the ball. So, yeah, good eye there, Michael. And that's a 5-yard penalty and a costly one against the defense because it was double coverage down that right sideline that Wright was looking for.
Well, Wright comes in there and gives the hard count and pulls the Rebels off sides.
It's the I formation here. Wright will have a man going back and forth in motion, and he's going to get new instructions from the sideline. Timeout comes in as flags also fly. It's a false start. So 5 yards given back to the defense of the Rebels as
slot back.
Yeah.
You know how they get up to the line and they'll sit there and they'll do that stutter, that chopping step.
And Hamilton gets whistled
and he
for
got
this
off
time.
balance and moved forward enough to give him a false start.
So Wright will have to go to the pass, but determined to pick up this 4th down conversion are the Maroons. They have 8 seconds on the play clock. Wright barks out new instructions. Out of the shotgun, he drops back, scanning to his right, firing to his right, just overthrows his intended receiver. Incomplete as it was meant for Kalbacher, and no flags this time. Oh, wait, beg your pardon. There is a flag there in the backfield.
And
so
it could be
roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer, yes.
Because I didn't see it, so let's see. So what is that, 3 plays in a row that there was a flag?
That's a 15-yard variety right there, Karl.
Automatic first down.
Personal foul indication against the defense. 15-yard mark-off takes the ball down to the 36-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Maroons.
So the Maroons in Rebels territory now. 1st and 10 from the 36. Right with Davis to his right offset. Trips to the right. Davis goes in motion to the left side. Sawyer Berry, the isolated back receiver on the left side. And it's a pass to Berry down that left sideline into double coverage, and he couldn't quite one-hand it. That would have been Odell Beckham-like had he come down with it, but instead the clock will stop at 8:28 here in the second period. Sawyer Berry almost picking up another explosive play. He's a deep threat, and Wright placed that to where only Sawyer could catch it. Instead, it'll be second down. 2nd and 10 from the 36. Wright with the zone read, hands it off to Davis. He goes around left end across the 35 and spins across the 30. Drop down at the 29-yard line, picks up 7 yards.
Wright has definitely shown tonight, Karl, that he can be very accurate with the football, passing through the air.
Yeah, and it just comes down to receivers catching it, and it gets close a lot. 8:03 left here in the second period. Clock moving as Wright will decide to keep it and run up the middle. Tries to get behind the trenches, and he ducks over to the left. Forward progress will get him across the 20 into the 15. Looked like he was maybe going to be caught behind the line of scrimmage, and somehow his offensive line pushes him forward into the red zone.
Yeah, he can thank his offensive line for that extra yardage right there, because his 2 guards got a hold of him and helped him through.
1st and 10 from the 15. Right in the shotgun, Davis to his left, trips to the right. Sawyer Berry isolated on the left side, and it's the end around, a little toss here, and cutting across the 10 and pushed out before he hits the 5-yard line is Quintana, and a nice designed play there by Rosenthal there to pick up about 5 yards on first down.
Jamison Edelman. Here he goes down to the 9-yard line.
Call it 6 yards and brings up 2nd and 4. And a timeout called here on the field by the Maroons. And they had a timeout earlier called, but instead they called that false start, if you remember, so that timeout did not get burned. Instead, this will be their first timeout. The Rebels have already burned one as well. 7:24 left here in the second quarter. We're tied at 13. The Maroons trying to retake the lead.
Well, the Maroons knocking on the door right now, as you just said. And they've been just taking it to Hayes all night long.
Yeah, this has definitely been a grown man's game in the trenches tonight.
It's been a good mix of the pass, a good mix of the run by these Maroons, as they have definitely come ready to take on these Rebels tonight.
And it's just been run, run, run for the Rebels.
And House Park really being the home field for the Austin High Maroons. I know Austin has several stadiums throughout the city, but House Park is pretty much where they have always played their home games.
2nd and 4 from the 9. Here with 7:24 left in the second quarter. Davis to the left of Wright. Trips to the right. And Davis will get the handoff, cuts to the left side, and he gets in the end zone for a Maroons touchdown. 9-yard touchdown carry.
Not only did he get into the end zone, Karl, he got into the end zone untouched.
Grayson Davis putting the Maroons back ahead. So it's 19-13 before the point after attempt. Jonathan Bryant lines up the PAT. The hold is good. The kick is through the uprights. The officials agree it's good, and it's a 20-13 lead. The Maroons up 7 points here with 7:18 left in the second quarter. Again, as we said, Austin High in a situation where it's a must-win to try and stay alive in the playoff conversation here in District 25 6A. As we spoke about in the pregame, district that kind of has two slots in the preseason already filled out at 1A and 1B for either Westlake or Lake Travis. So that third and fourth spot, it's a battle between everybody else.
Right, and with those two in a district, Westlake and Lake Travis, you typically have to pencil them 1 and 2. It's just a matter of which one's going to be 1 and which one's going to be 2.
We'll find out tomorrow when they play each other.
Perennial powerhouses, and I believe they're playing at Westlake.
Is it their turn?
I think it is.
Their turn, the host, the probably the most competitive or at least most paid attention to game in high school football in the Austin area.
I believe it was at Lake Travis University last season. And if you've ever been out to Lake Travis, the campus of Lake Travis High School, you'll understand why we call it Lake Travis University.
Dylan Davila will kick this one away. It will go out of bounds. Illegal procedure flag comes in, and the whistles probably should have come in a fraction of a second earlier before the action on the field. And let's see what the Rebels elect to do here.
There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, that was
the
illegal procedure. So yeah, we'll see.
I didn't catch that.
Opportunity to re-kick here. You are on the camera, so it's a little harder to.
Well, I saw
fall the ball.
This pile right up here happen, and
the whistle should have come in a fraction of a second earlier to stop those hits. So they mark it at the 30. The Hayes Rebels get the ball back and will start their drive with 70 yards in front of them. 7:12 left in the second quarter. It's a 7-point lead for the Maroons. Martinez under center. Hands it off, and Hines, who just had the touchdown, will churn his legs to the 33-yard line, call it the 34, so pick up a 4 yards on first down. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Gain of 4 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 6.
Hines in the backfield with Martinez, who's under center. Martinez will hand it off, running around the left end, and then being tripped up by a man blocked into him for the Rebels was Xavier Green, and flags come in.
It's like it may be a hold.
Was a 2nd and 6 that would make this a 3rd and short, but let's see what the referee says. Sideline warning called on the Rebels. Or excuse me, the Maroons. Telling him to back up. So that brings up 3rd and about 3.
Well, you don't get better than high school football in the state of Texas, Karl.
No, you don't, Michael. Martinez will be under center. Hands it up the middle and running up the gut, fighting forward across the 40, has the first down and more to the 46-yard line after getting a little help from a pile pushing behind him. It's Devin Haynes, and Haynes picks up the first down. That yards per carry defected there after that 47-yarder on his first down, first carry. It's a handoff, and running behind the left tackle is Hines, and Hines gets to the 49-yard line. Rebels still in their own territory, but it's a pickup of 3 on first down. 2nd and 7 for the Rebels. Martinez under center. Hands it off, running around left end and picking up yards across the 50 to the 45, to the 40, to the 30, the 20, pushed out of bounds inside the 15. It's Xavier Green able to run across the numbers and get into the red zone.
Here he goes down to the 10-yard line of the Maroons. It's first and goal, Rebels.
First and goal for the Rebels. 5:06 left here in the first half.
Rebels not doing a whole lot through the air. A lot of what they're doing is power running on the ground.
First and goal, man goes in motion. It's a handoff to Green. Green goes up the gut and is able to fight his way to the 6-yard line. Second and goal from the 6.
Xavier Green on the carry for the Rebels. Gain of 4 yards. Brings up second down and goal to go.
Clock moving here. 4:40 left in the second quarter. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Rebels try and milk that a little bit. Martinez under center. Jumbo set in the backfield. Handoff to Green. Green going around the left tackle. Fights his way forward. He stops short of the goal line. I don't know if his progress was really stopped there, but
yeah, I don't think it really
they whistled
was.
that
They
dead
whistled
a little
that
early. That was a little
early.
eager by the line judge. But either way, it'll be third and goal from the 1.
I think he probably saw that he was stood up straight and not really driving, and
they also marked him down at the 2, and I thought his forward progress was to at least to the 1. He didn't get into the end zone, but it'll be third and goal from the 2. Martinez gives it to Hines. Hines fights his way forward into the end zone. Rebels score a touchdown.
That's number 22, Devin Hines, into the end zone.
Hines with the second touchdown of the evening. This one comes at 3:52 left in the second quarter, and Hayes a point after attempt away from tying this one up.
well, one thing about it, Karl, we've seen a lot of offense tonight.
Oh, it's been a fun one. Bonuelos will try and kick through the point after. The hold didn't quite come down, but the kick goes through the uprights, and it counts just the same. We're tied at 20. 3:52 left in the second quarter. The Maroons had the lead just for a series until the Hayes Rebels come back and score a touchdown. We're tied at 20, and hey, hope you guys are enjoying this offense as much as we are. I know the defensive coordinators probably aren't enjoying it, but it's been a fun one tonight.
I can tell you there's probably a whole lot of jawing up there in the press box.
Offensive coordinators are happy. Defensive coordinators are not.
Not so much. As if you're Austin, you really have to ask yourself, what do we got to do to stop the run? Because we're not doing it. We're not filling the gaps like we were doing earlier in the game and stuffing the run. Now Hayes is able to drive the ball, and that could be because their offensive line is starting to wear down that defensive front of the Maroons.
Since that muffed punt, it's been a different story for the Rebels offense.
But the thing that they haven't been doing, and they're leaving themselves one-dimensional, is putting the ball in the air.
Well, as long as the run game works. Bonuelos will kick it away after a 6-yard charge from the 40. It'll be 3 men back deep to receive. Norwood, Yanez, and Garcia. This one will go to Norwood. He takes it from the 4. And he fakes that little kind of high pivot that they were running earlier and only gets to the 15. Norwood probably should just try and have that guy block instead of run a trick play, as the first time it worked, the second time not so much, and the third time here it loses them yards, and they start at the 15. First and 10 for the Maroons.
.345 left to go, and with the arm that Wright has, he can score quickly.
Grayson Davis to Wright's right in the shotgun. 3 receivers lined up tight on the left side. Zone read, and it's a handoff to Davis. Davis gets across the 15 and finds yards to the 17 for a pickup of 2 on first down. 2nd and 8 now for the Maroons, and perhaps they're going to try and milk that clock before they go through the air. It's under 3:25 left here in the first half, and Wright starts off with a handoff to his back. Wright will drop back, scans to the right, fires over to the right side, and it's completed just short of the first down, and picking up yards near the chains was Colby Kahlbacher. Kahlbacher about half a yard short of the yard needed to the 30. Or excuse me, call it the 25, and 3rd and 1. And flags come in before this play is finished up. It would have been a first down for the Maroons, but probably a false start.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's exactly what we're looking at.
Lots of penalties tonight, too, so that'll be about a 3rd and 5 in inches, as that was a 3rd and inches right there that Wright almost picked up under center.
It definitely has been sloppy on the penalty side for both teams.
Trips to the left. Right in the shotgun, Davis to his left. Single receiver on the right side. A clap there as a hard count to see what was going on with the defense. They jumped a little bit and showed blitz. Wright will bark out new instructions as given to him by Coach Rosenthal. On 3rd and 6 from the 19, it'll be Wright keeper. Gets around the right end, has a lot of room across the 40. The 45, 50. One man to beat at the 40, the 30, and it'll be tackled inside the 20. Charles Wright with a huge gain. Let's see if the line judge saw where he went down, but he might have made it all the way to the 19. Called the 21, and a huge pickup, this time with his feet for Charles Wright. So now they can really let the clock go down. It stops at 2:21 to move the chains and hasn't picked up yet, even though they've already established where first down is. A hard count here will change up the plays. 3 receivers to the left side and single receiver, that is Kahlbacher, for Wright to the right side. A pass across the middle, and it's completed, brought in by Quintana, and that's a pickup of 5 yards on first down. 2nd and 5. Clock moves to 2 minutes here in the second quarter.
And 4 on the play brings up 2nd down and 6.
That was a good tackle by Bielachewski.
15 seconds on the play clock. Right in the shotgun. 2 receivers to either side. It's a zone read and handoff to his back. It's a new back and fighting forward to the 12-yard line. That was
John Rodriguez.
Yeah, Wooten on the carry there and flag on the play. A holding on the Maroons will back them up.
Self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah, we were talking about a lot of penalties tonight, but the officials doing their jobs, keeping it safe for everybody. So 2nd and 16 now after the penalty yardage marked off. Clock picks back up, 1:25 to play in the second quarter. 12 seconds on the play clock. Maroons might have to burn a timeout here. They're in a huddle. And, you know, I guess they might take the timeout here as they're going to call the timeout and let the clock burn down to 1:09 left in the second quarter.
I really don't understand that call right there, Karl. Do you?
You know, if anything, it takes time away from them if they pick up the first down here. And they might be battling and wishing they had that timeout again a little later. They didn't seem to be in any kind of urgency to get a playoff. That's a little bit of a head scratcher. I agree, Michael.
They have 1 timeout left. They have the ball at the 27-yard line.
And it looked like they were set on calling that timeout with probably 15 seconds to go on the play clock. I couldn't tell you. Different one right there. The Rebels might be regretting that time ticking off, or they might be happy it ticked off. We'll see what happens here. It depends on whether the Rebels defense or the Rebels offense are the ones feeling the emotion.
Right. It's just, to me, it's a head scratcher because you've got the ball. You're in a tie ball game right now. It's a must win.
They're looking for the lead going into the locker room. Minute 9 left here in the second quarter. 2nd and 16 from the 27 on the left hash mark. Charles right in the shotgun. He's going to have to get out of the pocket immediately. Runs to the left side across the 25, angles out at the 20, and picks up that penalty yardage back as he picks up 7 yards on 2nd down, and this will be a 3rd and 9 situation. He gets out of bounds to stop the clock at 1:04. Officially 3rd and 10 as he angled out, and now Wright's going to roll out to the right under pressure. He just falls to the ground, and 57 seconds left, and he's dropped back to the 5-yard line. 4th and 15 now for the Maroons, and I don't think their kicker has enough leg here. It would be interesting to see if they brought up a field goal unit, but no, they're keeping everybody out there. So 40 seconds left here, and 1 timeout left for the Maroons. The Rebels will burn one of their final timeouts. They have 1 left here. And 1 timeout left for both teams. Both teams have 20 points. 35 seconds left here in the first half. And interesting situation here, as we talked about it. Hayes Rebels don't have much of a passing game, but I guess they're going to say that there's 5 seconds came off that after the timeout was called. So 40 seconds left here in the second quarter. But the Rebels don't have much of a passing game that we've seen tonight. So even if they do get the turnover on downs here on 4th and 14 from the 25, it would be hard-pressed to imagine that the Rebels will be able to go to the other side of the field that quickly. Let's see what happens, though. 4th and 15 from the 25-yard line. 40 seconds left in the first half. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Davis clears out of the backfield. Wright will drop back for a pass. Fires towards the end zone. It's caught by Quintana, and he's in the end zone for a Maroons touchdown. Well, what do we know? As Mike Rosenthal shows us that he knew exactly what he was doing the whole time, and only 6 ticks come off the clock there on a 4th and 15. The Austin Maroons pick up the touchdown from 25 yards out. And now the point after attempt to try and make this a 7-point ball game. Jonathan Bryant will kick this one through the uprights. It is good, and the Austin Maroons retake the lead. 34 seconds left, and they're looking for that lead going into the locker room. Comes up to the special teams and the Maroon defense here to ensure that. The Rebels would really enjoy a nice special teams return here on the kickoff to put their offense in a better position, because as we were saying, that run with only 1 timeout and 34 seconds left in the second quarter is not going to be too effective here. They're going to have to open up their playbook and look for a pass.
Yeah, great job by Wright. I mean, you watch him make his progressions till he finds the open receiver, and the accuracy and the cannon of an arm that he has, able to find his receiver just in front of the end zone to pick up the score and the lead here just right before the half.
Nathan Tate and Sam Scott back deep to receive this kickoff from Dylan Davila. Davila will line up a short charge as he angles out about 7 yards away from the 40. Straight on, he kicks this one end over end, and this one will go out of bounds, an illegal procedure. And
Kick goes out of bounds.
I don't think there will be a re-kick here, as the Rebels will go ahead and understand that that might be part of the Maroons' strategy to go ahead and just give him the 30.
Well, Hayes will be getting the kick after the half, or to start the half.
That's true. The Maroons did elect to receive.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the 34 seconds that they have remaining in this half.
Might see more passes on this 34-second series than we've seen all night from the Rebels, as Martinez will start in the shotgun for the first time tonight. He has Hines to his right, but he's not going to hand it off. He passes it. It's complete to the left hash mark and across to the 40, and the final timeout will be used. No, they're going to go ahead and let them move the chain. So first down here for the Hayes Rebels, and they're going to work quickly. And rolling out to the left is Martinez, firing to the left sideline. A quick out route. It's complete for Nathan Tate, and Tate gets out of bounds. The clock stops at 20 seconds left, and the chains move again. Prevent defense here is allowing the Rebels to have some pretty clear passing lanes. Martinez rolls out to the left, fires another out route out of bounds. It's Tate who makes the catch. It's complete to the 38-yard line, and the Rebels, as we said, making more passes this series than they have all night long, and they're marching down the field just fine. They've almost flipped it. Two receivers on both sides. Martinez will drop back, scans to the left side, fires to the left side, and a try for a hook and ladder play. Well, they whistle that incomplete because it was very clearly a fumble out of bounds, but no football move was really made. Let's see what the officials say. They're talking about this. The clock stops at 8 seconds because it runs out of bounds, so whether it was a hook and ladder play or, yeah, they're going to go ahead and stop it. So,
well, my understanding of it is that the ball stops where the forward progress was made. If it was a lateral where it was thrown forward, then it has to come back to where forward progress was made.
Yeah, and for sure, also at the same time, the lateral was an opportunity there to pick up more yards. The play was right there. He just threw it a little high, but it stops the clock at 8 seconds. Either way, though, Hayes uses their final timeout of the half. So very quickly, they go from 1:30 to the other. It's 2nd and 2 with 8 seconds left, and I'm going to assume that it's going to be a couple shots to the end zone here for the Rebels. If one doesn't work, they still have maybe 1 second left for that second shot. Martinez, though, showing that he can do a little accurately himself, even though the defense has been a little lax here for the Maroons to make sure that they don't give up anything big. Martinez in the shotgun. Two receivers to both sides. 2nd and 2 from the 30. 8 seconds left in the first half. Martinez drops back 5 steps. Steps up in the pocket. Fires it to the end zone, and it's intercepted and dropped. And that'll do it for the end of the first half. So after 2 complete, the Austin Maroons lead the Hayes Rebels 27-7. This is Austin ISD Thursday Night Game of the Week. I'm Karl Schoening along with Michael Francis. Happy you guys tuned in here to this edition of Austin ISD Thursday Night Football, presented by Georgetown Jewelry and Minuteman Press. We're going to air the halftime show in its entirety. We hope you enjoy it here on SHN Sports. Once again, the Maroons lead the Rebels 27-20 at the half.
field for your halftime entertainment are the national champion Hayes High Steppers and the pride of Rebel Country, the Jack C. Hayes Marching Band. The High Steppers are under the direction of Miss Donnie Bruce and Assistant Director Miss Amanda Whistler Clark. Social officers are President Bailey Otto, Vice President Taylor Templeton, Secretary Caitlin Plumley, Treasurer Emily Otto, Historian Emily Grover, and Spirit Leader Claire King. The High Stepper Dance Team offers a special thanks to this year's corporate sponsors. High Stepper Platinum sponsors are Farmers Insurance, Alice and Lucy, Pinnacle Properties, Long Orthodontics, Reliable Automotive, and the Gold sponsor Dance Unlimited. The High Steppers are under the leadership of Captain Bel Cavazos, Co-Captain Ramsey Rodriguez, Junior Lieutenant Ashlyn Rustin, Sophomore Lieutenant Reef Doss, and Sophomore Lieutenant Kiera Evans. The High Stepper of the Week is Abby Avent. Officer's Choice is Natalie Vargas, and Escort of the Week is Riley Fall. Now, watch and enjoy as the High Steppers perform a high-energy pump routine to the band's rendition of Feel It Still.
Now taking the field is the award-winning pride of Rebel Country, the Jack C. Hayes Marching Rebel Band. The band is under the direction of John Rauschuber, Chris Gordon, Juliana Reese, Aaron Collins, Tyler Townsend, and Ziggy Santana. The band will be performing a portion of their UIL contest show titled Torn, with music by Holst, Bach, Vivaldi, Daft Punk, and Prokofiev. Tonight's solos are by Cassie Duvall, Sophie Anderson, Matthew Bodie, Mark Adams, Cooper Leonardis, and Tyler Morris. The Rebel Band is under the field direction of head drum major Daniel Campa and assistant drum majors Caroline Ballet, Tana Moritz, and Haley Short. The band would like to thank the following sponsors for their generosity and support this year. Diamond sponsor for the Rebel Band is Syntex Materials, and our platinum sponsors are Connection Therapeutic Riding Center of Bar 17, Long Orthodontics, and Roger Beasley Hyundai of Kyle. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Rebel Country, the Jack C. Hayes Rebel Band. For your halftime enjoyment are the award-winning Austin High Red Jackets. The Red Jackets are under the direction of Stephanie Braden and are led onto the field by Junior Lieutenants Jimena Alvarado Ruiz, Chloe Pledwell Burton, Lily Tickle, and Aaliyah Thompson. Red Jacket social officers are President Ollie Durrett, Vice President Morgan Howden, junior social officers Luisa Sines and Reese Simic. The Spirit Girl of the Week is Lily Tickle, and the Red Jacket of the Week is Isabel Del Puerto. The Red Jackets will be performing a high kick routine to You Really Got Me. Ladies and gentlemen, your Austin High Red Jackets. Our thanks to the Austin High Band for moving their halftime performance to pregame this week to provide time for the following ceremony. This month marks the 137th anniversary of Stephen F. Austin High School. This week, Austin High is celebrating its annual homecoming. Wow. And tonight, the Austin High Student Council would like to introduce the 2018-2019 Austin High School Homecoming Court. Representing the class of 2022, the freshman class, Dashelle Koska. Dashelle is involved in marching band and out-of-school baseball. Faith Schwartz. Faith is involved in band, softball, and choir. Representing the class of 2021, the sophomore class, Kinsley Miller. Kinsley is a varsity cheerleader and on the track team. Carlos T-Man Daniel. Carlos plays football and runs track. Representing the class of 2020, the junior class, is Natalie Myers. Natalie is an avid student and part of the Girls Unite Club. Mitchell Torres. Mitchell plays in the orchestra and on the Ultimate Frisbee team. And now, the senior members of the homecoming court from the class of 2019. Please hold your applause until all senior homecoming court nominees are announced. Race Arrington. He is a crew link leader. Abigail Reed. She is part of PALS and National Honor Society. Tanya Brown Gomez. She is editor-in-chief of the Maroon and in National Honor Society. Daniela Camacho. She enjoys playing softball. Bella Castillo. She enjoys Adventure Club and working on her nonprofit. Caitlin Davila. She is an avid and a varsity cheerleader. Story Dornside. She is in marching band and performs with the color guard. Isaac Hernandez. He is a link crew leader and an avid. Peter Lane. He plays lacrosse and is in PALS. Cece McBride. She is in marching band. Ana Maya Pena. She plays basketball and softball. And now, the crowning of the 2018 Austin High School Homecoming Royalty will be completed by senior class sponsor Marty Knott. The 2018 Homecoming Royalty are Race Arrington, Story Dornside, Peter Lane, Cece McBride, This concludes this year's homecoming court presentation. On behalf of Austin High Student Council, congratulations to the newly crowned homecoming royalty of the entire 2018-2019 Austin High homecoming court.
back here at House Park press box. It's Karl Schoening and Michael Francis. And in one of the more bizarre choices here on Austin ISD Thursday night game of the week, we had a homecoming. Usually homecomings are saved for Friday nights when people can travel and stay the weekends. But, you know, in this social media era world, I guess if you wanted to come on Thursday, you can come on Thursday. I don't know how they decided to have it on Thursday, but here we are at halftime between Hayes and Austin on Austin's homecoming night, which we considered it might be when we saw the Austin Marching Band perform at the start of the game. But first homecoming I've seen on Thursday night this year, and it's the Maroon playing like it's homecoming night, and they need to pick up a win both for their standings and for their fans that decided to travel here tonight.
They definitely are. They're playing lights out so far and going toe-to-toe with Hayes Rebels coming into this game undefeated. Yeah,
the Rebels were 3-0 coming into tonight, and the Maroons were 1-3, both in District 25-6A. Overall, 5-0 for the Hayes Rebels and 2-4 for the Austin Maroons. But here we are. You know, that's why you can throw out the records when it comes to rivalry games and homecoming, because a different side of the team comes out when they're fighting for a little bit more than a normal game.
For sure, that's absolutely true. And Austin High celebrating 137 years in their existence. And they're
that's impressive.
Yeah, that is impressive. The Maroons, which their mascot is essentially a dust speck, is what it is, loyal forever. So if you look it up, you'll find out that their mascot is a dust speck, and I'll zoom in on their tunnel, and you can see their mascot on the interior of the tunnel.
I do see it, yeah. That's a dust speck. It looks pretty ferocious.
That's what a maroon is a dust speck.
When did they name that? I feel like they didn't have mascots 137 years ago, but I wouldn't know because I wasn't there.
I do not know the history of that, Karl. I did read about that, though, to know enough that it was a dust speck, but as far as what a maroon is.
That's an interesting choice there, and obviously they are maroon. Stephen F. Austin High School here in Austin, Texas, but while they're maroon, Stephen F. Austin University is purple.
Right.
Down
the
there
Lumberjacks.
in Nacogdoches. Yes, the Lumberjacks.
We'd like to take this time to thank Minuteman Press and Georgetown Jewelry for their support in helping making Austin ISD Thursday Night Football possible. We'd like to thank Ricky Poe, Ty Gibson, Blake Nicholson for your support of Austin ISD Thursday Night Football. Thank you very much for your support.
The Rebels now come out and take the field as they look to keep their perfect District 25-6A record intact and their perfect record through halfway through the season, going through the second half of the season. Once again, the Hayes Rebels wearing blue helmets, white jerseys, white pants. They're coached by Les Goad, and the Austin High School Maroons wearing the maroon jerseys with white numerals, white pants, maroon helmets with a on the side and a white stripe down the middle, coached by Mike Rosenthal. The Maroons won the coin toss and elected to receive the opening kickoff, so that means it will be the Rebels receiving the kickoff here to start the second half. As the teams come out to take the field again, the Maroons.
Wave to the audience and Karl. For those who don't know what Karl Schoening looks like, this is your play-by-play voice of Austin Independent School District football on Thursday nights.
Not usually used to being in front of the camera, but hello to everybody out there on SHN Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm monitoring the scoreboard and doing play-by-play, so if the down and distance is a little slow, please be patient. We're about to get the kickoff underway to start the second half. The Maroons will have Dylan Davila kick it away from the 40. Back deep to receive the kickoff for the Rebels is Sam Scott as well as Nathan Tate. Davila will wait a moment before he clears the huddle. He does, and now he'll line up his kick. It's a short charge, only 4 yards, and this one goes high and short, taken by one of the upmen, and across the 30, finding room across the 35, drops the ball. The Maroons get on top of it, and the Maroons come up with the loose ball. Oh, the field judge comes in and makes a hasty call. Looks like the Rebels do come up with it. From up here, it looked like the Maroons jumped on top of it. Must have just had it slip out, and the field judge.
Well, that would definitely been a bad start to the half had Hayes turned that ball over.
They did have the fumble hit the turf, but instead the Hayes Rebels will start this possession at their own 44-yard line. 8 seconds into the third quarter, Martinez under center, and he'll hand it off, running along the left side, picking up room across the 50 to the 45, and down at the 40-yard line, Xavier Green picking up 16 yards on first down. And he gets into the other side of the field, the Rebels in Maroons territory. So a good return there despite the fumble by Patel, and then the pickup of 16 yards on the play by Green leads us to 1st and 10 from the 40, the Rebels in Maroons territory. Martinez hands it off to Hines. Hines runs around his right end and gets it to the 34-yard line, picks up 6 yards on first down, 2nd and 4 here for the Rebels. Clock moving here. 11:07 left here in the third quarter. We're just getting started with the second half. 2nd and 4 from the 34. Martinez under center. Jumbo set in the backfield. Hands it off to Scott. Scott evades one tackle. Cuts back around the right end. Gets across the 30. Tried to angle outside and gets dropped at the 29-yard line, but picks up the first down for Hayes.
Hayes' line doing a great job of opening holes as the running back able to bounce to the outside and extend the play for extra yards.
1st and 10 from the 29. Martinez under center. 3 men in the backfield behind him. Hands it off to Scott, who goes up the middle, and Sam Scott able to find yards to the 26-yard line. Picks up 3 yards. 2nd and 7 here for Hayes.
Hayes opting to run between the guard and the center and pick up some hard-fought yards. That's what you call power football right there, Karl.
Yeah, it's been a battle in the trenches when the Rebels are on the offensive side of the ball. Martinez under center on 2nd and 7, and he fakes the handoff, and it's not fooling the defense there as he is wrapped up and dropped for a loss. The tackle made by Juan Quinzada.
Yeah, it was a combination tackle there with 60 and 75. As they weren't fooled by the misdirection at all.
Yeah, not any time to do anything there for Xavier Martinez, and he only loses 1 yard, so 3rd and 8 from the 27. And he's going into a shotgun. First time we've seen this since that 2-minute drill earlier. He'll drop back and look around under pressure. He'll fire towards the 5. It's caught, turning towards the end zone and spinning towards the 1. A great catch made there for the Rebels by Baylor Jordan. And Jordan sets up a 1st and goal inside the 5. So from the 1-yard line, it's a new set of downs for the Rebels, and they can tie this ball game up if they get in the end zone and hit the point after attempt. Martinez under center, hands it off to Hines, and Hines gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels.
Devin Hines into the end zone for a 1-yard carry.
So the 1 yard carry for Devin Hines makes this a 1-point ball game, and Hayes can tie it up on the point after attempt as Joe Banuelos will tee it up. The hold will come from Xavier Martinez. Banuelos sends this one soaring over the uprights and in between them for the tie ball game. 8:49 left here in the third period. We're tied at 27. Hayes marches down the field off of a big play coming from Baylor Jordan. The tight end senior is able to find yards all the way to the 1 and keep that drive alive for the Rebels. And now it's Austin's turn to answer back with a touchdown. They've been going back and forth all night, and Austin having the advantage, having the ball first, seems like that's been the difference in tonight's ball game.
That's a huge difference. Hayes comes out, drives down the field, scores quickly.
Nick Anderson back deep to receive, as well as Zori Norwood. And
3 minutes
Isaiah
and
Garcia.
11 seconds.
Yeah, 3:11 comes off the clock there in the first half as the Hayes Rebels had some explosive plays. That pickup of 16 on the first successful run play of that drive, and then that big catch there by Jordan to get him to the goal line. And then the 1 yard touchdown run by Hines. Banuelos will set up for a 6 yard charge, and he sends this one end-to-end total leather, and a bobbled catch, a fair catch called for by Zori Norwood, and that'll be a touchback.
Bring it out to the 25. With the new rule.
I like that rule.
Enforced this year.
Yeah, I like that rule that'll put the ball as a fair catch inside the 10 to the 25-yard line on the kickoff. So, 1st and 10 for the Maroons from their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, time for Wright. See if he can answer back.
Wright for his first series of the second half has Davis to his left. 2 receivers on both sides from the left hash mark. He sends a man in motion and flips it to him on the end round, but this play is whistled dead before Zach Mercado had a chance to take that ball. And
like a racket ball on the field, and I'm not sure.
There was a flag stopping the play for official purposes for player safety. I don't think that'll cost anybody any yards, but it appears that it did come from the Maroons side of the field. So we'll redo first down from the 25. Oh, the ref is having trouble explaining to us, but I guess this will go against the Maroons.
I think there was a false start.
No, I beg your pardon. There you go. Yeah, we were correct in our first assessment, but the umpire just wanted to touch the ball. He places it back at the 25-yard line, and 2 seconds come off the clock. We won't worry about that as we resume play. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left, right in the shotgun with Davis offset to his left. He hands to Davis. Davis spins at the line of scrimmage and is able to get to the 29-yard line. Picks up 4 yards on first down.
Those were some hard-fought yards off the left tackle.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and they'll go back to the same formation. On the left side, it's Barry isolated, trips to the right, and it'll be a 3-step drop for Wright. He's under pressure, and he rolls out to the right. Wright fires to the sideline. It's caught by Quintana. Quintana evades a defender at the 25, cuts back to the 30, down the sideline, and he gets to the 34-yard line and is just short of the first down for the Maroons. I think this will be a 3rd and 1 after a pickup of 6, but they might. It's just short of the first down. And then a play by Wright there just to fall behind his center, and that'll be a first down for the Maroons.
Maroons work quickly.
They do like to get back to the line of scrimmage. From the right hash mark, trips to the left, single receiver to the right, and Davis will get the handoff as he runs around his left end, spins away from a defender, and across the 35, he's held up at the 38-yard line. Picks up 2 yards.
Gain of 2 on the play brings up 2nd down and 8.
2nd and 8. Wright barks out orders to his offensive line. Here's Davis to his left. 3 receivers on the right side. Zone read. He'll drop back on a play action and fires across the middle. The receiver gets tripped up. A flag comes in as Sawyer Berry was unable to get to where he wanted to go on his route, and the 2 Rebels in the secondary will be whistled for the pass interference. Should be a 15-yard penalty and a first down for the Maroons.
Are they giving it the spot foul?
No, the ball will be placed at the 47-yard line. So
everybody kept moving forward. And
I was a little surprised by that body language too, but the ball is in the Rebels' territory at the 47-yard line. 2 receivers on both sides to right. He hands it off to Wooten, and Wooten runs it up the middle, and he picks up 2 yards to the 45. And that'll only be a pickup of 2. 2nd and 8 coming up for Austin. Clock moves here, 6:45 left in the 3rd period. Game tied at 27. Right with a hard count, and we'll change up the play. 15 seconds on the play clock here. 2 receivers on both sides. Wooten offset now, empties out of the backfield. It's a quarterback draw. He runs up the middle. Wright is able to get across the 45 and picks up 2 more yards. Make this a 3rd and 6.
Number 42, Zach Hobart. And a couple on the play brings up 3rd down and 6.
6 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter as that clock ticks down. 3rd and 6 from the 43 here with 3 receivers to the right side, a single receiver to the left side, and Wright will, on the zone read, keep it, run to the left, cuts across the 40 on his feet, picks up the first down across the 35, and gets to the 34-yard line. First down for the Maroons. He can do it with his feet, and he's pretty accurate with his arm, too. Clock stops at 5:40 to move the chains and picks back up here as Wright has a trio of receivers stacked on the right side and a single receiver to the left, and a handoff to Davis, who goes around the left side and gets down the sideline. Flags come in on the play after a healthy gain of about 12 yards on the play by Grayson Davis.
Holding.
But, yeah, holding will bring this back, and that's probably what sparked it.
Penalty flags on the play.
Yeah, that will back him up from the spot of the foul. So the line of scrimmage moved to the 40, making this a 1st and 16. So Wright with 3 receivers to his right and a single receiver to the left will drop back and scan to the right side, fires across the middle. It's caught by Berry. Berry turns the corner at the 35, spins around defenders at the 30, and his forward progress marked there. He picks up the penalty yardage and about 5 yards more to the 30, sets up a 2nd and 5. So good job by Wright to find his receiver on the slant. Davis offset to Wright's right. It's a drop back for a screen, and Davis gets it on the lob. He gets the first down, a little more across the 25, spins at the 20, and dives out of bounds into the red zone. So Grayson Davis with a catch and follows his blockers to the sideline. The clock stops at 4:37, and the ball marked down at the 18-yard line. First and 10 for Austin High School. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field, a single receiver to the left, and now rolling out to the right is Wright. Looking for a pass, he just throws this one away as he emptied the pocket. And then a late hit comes in on the Rebels as Aiden Fitzgerald hit him out of bounds, and after the pass came out of his hands, it'll probably 15-yard penalty, or I guess a half the distance to the goal here for the Rebels. The broken referee mic made that a quiet cheer from the Maroons, but it was definitely good and places the ball at the 9. First and goal for the Maroons. First and goal from the 9, right in the shotgun. 3 receivers lined up to the right side, single receiver to the left. Davis is the man in the backfield. He gets the handoff, running around right end, cuts back at the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Austin High School. 33-27. Austin High with the lead before the point after attempt. Jonathan Bryant will try and line up this kick for the point after. Bryant puts his foot into it, and it is no good, wide left, and the score will remain 33-27. So Austin High School retakes the lead, and it's been a back and forth. Hayes yet to actually have the lead this evening, but a good job by both teams to get into the end zone a lot tonight with 4:23 left. We've had a barn burner on our hands all evening here in the third quarter as Hayes, if the trend continues, will go ahead and ride it on to the end zone on their next series. We haven't seen too many punts tonight. The one punt we did see was muffed and led to a Rebels touchdown.
I don't think I quite caught the field goal. There are fans that stand up and they kind of get in my view, and I'm not able to get it.
No worries.
But you're on the call, so
they can hear what happened.
Think of it like listening to radio, folks.
Sam Scott and Nathan Tate back deep to receive the kickoff. The timeout coordinator has given us the go-ahead to resume play. And it'll be Dylan Davila who will kick this one away. Davila will take a 4-yard charge. Sends this one end over end, and it'll be taken by Patel. Patel angles across the 15, cuts back at the 20, and he is dropped at the 22-yard line. The tackle made by the Maroons, Everett Butler. Patel returns it out to the 23-yard line. 4:16 left in the third quarter, and Austin High with the lead, 33-27. We'll now go ahead and pause a moment for an injured Maroon player. Players helped off. Angelo Lopez, I believe, number 15 for the Maroons, helped off the field. Hopefully he's okay. Xavier Martinez comes back out for the second series here for the Rebels in the third quarter. Martinez under center. 2 men in the backfield with him. Hands it off to Hines, and Hines runs behind his left guard, gets across the 25, and is stopped at the 27-yard line. So a pickup of 4 yards brings up 2nd and 6.
Here he comes out to the 27-yard line. Gain of 4 brings up 2nd down and 6.
Again, these Rebels like to keep the tempo at their own pace, set up a huddle, and burn that play clock. It's down to 10 seconds here for Xavier Martinez, who's under center, and he hands it off, and Xavier Green gets it out to the 30 before being dropped by Hamilton. Only a gain of 3 on the play.
Here he comes out to the 31-yard line, brings up 3rd down, 2 yards to go.
We'll call 3rd and 2, and the huddle's broken by the Rebels. It's a handoff to Hines. Hines picks up the first down as he gets yards out to the 35-yard line. Clock stops at 2:58 here in the 3rd quarter to move the chains, and now they pick back up again.
Hayes going back to their primary, and that's the run game.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Martinez will hand it off to Scott, and Scott gets across the 40. As he went around right end, he picks up the first down to the 45-yard line.
Tackle made by number 36, Jackson Boomer. Very good for a Rebels first down. Ball now resting on the 45-yard.
We'd like to thank everybody tuning in here to the Austin ISD Thursday night game of the week. It's a good one, folks, as Hayes is trailing Austin High, but the way this game's gone, it's been a seesaw battle back and forth between a tie ball game and a Maroons lead here on 1st and 10. A handoff to Xavier Green. He gets into Maroon territory, picks up 9 yards on 1st down. I'm Karl Schoening along with Michael Francis. Happy you guys tuned in here this evening for your fix of Thursday night football, and there are other options across other levels, and we're happy you tuned in here to the high school level. It's Maroons homecoming night, and they're playing like it's a little bit more than a normal district game. 2nd and 1 from the 46-yard line. Martinez will send Green out wide to the right, and it's a play action, a pass across the middle. It's caught across the 20. And now cutting back the 15 down to the 10-yard line. A huge pickup on the play. Another play catch there by Baylor Jordan. Jordan had that reception all the way down to the 1 on the last series, and they open up the playbook for him again. That pass opens up after so many run plays, and Jordan's been the beneficiary of it twice tonight.
That's what happens when you do that. You start mixing things up, and you stay with that primary in the run game, and you open up the passing.
I formation for Martinez on 1st and 10, hands it off to Green. Green goes around left end and is able to get to the 5-yard line for a pickup of about 7.
Gain of 6 on the play, takes the ball down to the 5-yard line and bring up 2nd down and 4 yards to go.
2nd and 4 from the 5. Still possible to pick up a first down here. Martinez under center. Will hand it off. Xavier Green hit after he picks up the first down, fighting for the goal line. He's just shy at the 1-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from the 1 yet again for the Rebels. They had this earlier in the 3rd quarter, so with 38 seconds left in the 3rd, it's 1st and goal for the Rebels. Martinez under center. We'll hand it off to Hines, and Hines gets in the end zone for a Rebels touchdown, his 3rd of the night. He has the hat trick, and he ties this ball game up at 33.
Well, it's been a back-and-forth battle all night long, Karl, between these two teams.
And the first chance for the Rebels to take the lead here tonight behind the leg of Joe Banuelos. Manuelos will get the hold from Xavier Martinez. Sends this one high and through the uprights, and the Rebels for the first time this evening with 22 seconds left in the third have a 34-33 lead. Appreciate everybody who tuned in, and I'd say this is the most entertaining game tonight after checking out the scores of the Eagles and Giants game. I don't know the score of the Texas State game, but being a Bobcat, I know it's probably not good. But here it is, the Austin Maroons and the Hayes Rebels putting on a show tonight. A lot of offense.
A lot of points scored. Very entertaining for the fans and our viewers at home. And we thank you for listening in to Austin ISD Thursday Night Football on SHN Sports.
Presented by Georgetown Jewelry and Minuteman Press. It's also just an update on the Sun Belt game. Georgia Southern in San Marcos leading the Bobcats 15-7 in the fourth quarter. So that's a good game too. But keep it tuned in here because we're the much more entertaining broadcast as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for listening in.
Broadcast in terms of the game. I can't speak as to who's calling the game for ESPNU, but you never know.
Never know. Before you know it, it may be Karl Schoening.
I wouldn't mind that. But I'm happy where I am right now as we have a good match here between Hayes and Austin. Banuelos, after giving his team the lead, will kick this one away on a 6-yard charge. This one takes a bounce, and it'll be taken down the right numbers, cutting across the 25 and being brought down from behind at the 30. A good return from Nick Anderson to the 30-yard line, and that's where Charles Wright and the Maroon offense will set up to try and march 70 yards down the field to retake the lead. "15 seconds on the play clock here, 14 seconds on the game clock as the Maroons have a 1st and 10 from their own 30. It's a run to the left side and a tackle at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play as it was Zach Mercado there getting the end around and maybe only picking up half a yard according to the spot. And that will be the final play of the third quarter.
Looked like he lost about a yard.
Yeah, you're right. They were adjusting that line of scrimmage, and it will be a loss of 1. That takes us into the fourth quarter. So, after 3 complete, the Hayes Rebels lead the Austin Maroons 34-33. Once again, I'm Karl Schoening along with Michael Francis. It's been a good one tonight, folks. Austin High, despite that last play for a loss of 1, has been showing how to have a very well-balanced attack through the air and on the ground. And on the other side, the Hayes Rebels have had mostly a power run game in between the trenches, but they've also been able to establish some good and big passing plays to give them this current 1-point lead. Second and 11. Charles Wright has Davis to his left. Barry Sawyer lined up alone on the left side. 3 receivers on the right side. Timeout coordinator gives us the clear, and we can start the fourth quarter. Right in the shotgun. Second and 11 from his own 29. He drops back on a 5-step drop, sets up the screen. It's a completed pass in between the hash marks. It's completed to Nick Anderson, and Anderson picks up about 5 yards to the 33-yard line. Call to pick up a 4, 3rd and 7 here. So back to the air, Wright will go. He drops back and scans to the right side, fires across on a comeback route. It's Anderson again, and he tries to extend the ball to the 40, but he's given the 39, so he's a yard short And the Maroons are going to be aggressive and go for it here on 4th and 1. And Charles Wright is stopped at the line of scrimmage. He's pushed back, and this will be a turnover on downs at the 39-yard line. The Rebels have the lead and momentum.
Wright comes up short of the yardage needed for the first down.
They definitely woke up the fan base.
Yeah, the fans cheering loudly for their defense, making probably the biggest stop of the evening. Because, again, we haven't seen too many punting units tonight, and there it's a turnover on downs, and the Rebels get it at the Maroons' 39-yard line. So fresh off of a score, they get great field positioning. Martinez under center will hand it off, and Xavier Green will get yards to the 32-yard line, and he picks up 7 yards on first down.
32-yard line. Gain of 7 brings up second down and 3.
2nd and 3. Under center, Xavier Martinez. Martinez will drop back for a pass, scans to the left side, fires to the left side, and off the fingertips of his intended receiver, Xavier Green. It falls incomplete, flags on the play.
Looks like we're going to have a roughing the passer call against the Maroons.
It will be a roughing the passer against the Maroons, so instead of 3rd and 3, that'll be 15-yard penalty and a first down for the Hayes Rebels. That takes the ball all the way into the red zone to the 17-yard line.
SHN Sports.
It's a handoff to Green. Green behind his left guard is able to fight to the 11-yard line, and he picks up 6 yards on first down.
SHN Sports would like to thank Minuteman Press and Georgetown Jewelry for their sponsorship of AISD Thursday Night Football. Please go down and see Ricky Poe at Georgetown Jewelry and Ty Gibson at Minuteman Press, Blake Nicholson. Go down and support our sponsors that bring these games to you.
2nd and 4, Martinez hands it off to Scott, and Sam Scott gets to the 5-yard line. He has the first down for the Rebels. It'll be 1st and goal from the 5 as Scott went around right end, and he was able to get the first down, and now 1st and goal from the 5.
That's gut check time for the Maroons.
Yeah, because with the way this game's going, the clock's ticking. It's 9:43 left in the 4th quarter. A touchdown lead would be huge. It's a handoff to Green. Xavier Green stumbles into the end zone for a Rebels touchdown. So Hayes, with their first lead of the night on the last touchdown, extends it to 40-33. And doesn't mean it has to be pretty, because 6 points is always nice looking on the scoreboard, even if you stumble into the end zone. Banuelos will sky this one over the scoreboard and kicks through the extra point. 41-33, 9:29 left in the 4th quarter. The Hayes Rebels, looking to stay perfect on the season, extend their lead. Now can Charles Wright and the Austin Maroons come back and, well, I guess they would have to probably go for 2 if they score, because the point after attempt on one-pointer wouldn't do you much good.
Nope, it wouldn't do you much at all. So now they're playing from behind for.
Still plenty of time, though. Like I said, you tune into a good one. If this goes into overtime, I wouldn't be surprised. Anderson, Norwood, and Garcia back deep to receive the ensuing kickoff from Banuelos. Timeout coordinator gives us the clear again, as well as this game also being aired on TV locally. Banuelos will line up from 6 yards out. Toe to leather, end over end kick. This one's a little shorter and will be taken as a fair catch inside the 15, and that'll be a ball at the 25-yard line as Norwood elected to not return it. So 1st and 10 for the Maroons.
Fair catch on the kickoff. The ball now rests on the 25-yard line of the Maroons. It's 1st and 10.
From the last hash mark at their own 25-yard line, Charles Wright and the Maroons take the field. 3 receivers tight on the wide right side of the field. Sawyer Berry isolated on the left side and dropping back for a pass. It's a free play here as Wright will fire deep down the right sideline. It's complete, caught, and now at the 35, cutting back to the 30. Driving inside the 20, down to the 10, and fighting for yards at the 5. An amazing play for Zach Mercado, and Zach Mercado, number 81, will have to see what this penalty flag is about. It kind of looked like a false start from where I was on Sawyer Berry, but it didn't whistle the play dead.
It is coming back.
You know, usually you whistle false starts dead, but when Wright saw that the flag went up and they didn't stop it, he went ahead and threw it deep down the sideline, and that brings it back all the way for a 5-yard penalty.
Deflating if you're a Maroon.
Yeah, deflating.
Just the spark that they were needed on the deep route and pass by Wright.
Wright saw that flag. That's the only reason he threw that ball, and then a great play made by Zach Mercado, and instead it'll be 1st and 15 from the 20. Clock starts back up again after the penalty. 9:07 left here in the 4th quarter. Sawyer Berry on the left side, 3 receivers to the right. Davis in the backfield with Wright, who drops back, scans across the middle, and it's incomplete. Pass intended for the Maroons, Ben Cook, but it was hit to the turf there. A good defensive play by Jake Lopez.
One of the few mistakes that Wright has made tonight, throwing into double coverage.
Three receivers line up on the right side. Sawyer Berry on the left side. Clock stopped at 8:53 here in the 4th quarter. It's a handoff to Grayson Davis, who goes around his right tackle, spins to the 23-yard line, picks up 3 yards, brings up a 3rd and about 12. Probably a little bit more is what Mike Rosenthal was hoping for.
Let's see what the Maroons do here with this 3rd and long.
3rd and 12, dropping back on a 5-step drop will be Wright. He fires it deep down the sideline. Barry Sawyer catches it with one hand. He comes down and he gives a little shimmy afterwards after the huge gain.
What a tremendous one-hand grab by the receiver to hang on to that ball as he put one hand on the turf to balance himself. Outstanding effort and play.
Barry makes up for the illegal shift that he had earlier, and it's 1st and 10 in Rebels territory from the 36. Wright will hand it off to Davis, who goes around left end, across the 30 to the 20, cuts back to the 15, and is brought down inside the 10. Grayson Davis showing off the wheels. He takes it to the 6. 1st and goal for the Maroons. The center wasn't ready, and neither was Wright, and he snaps it back, and Wright will have to go all the way back to the 30 on 1st and goal. Flag comes in as a late hit on the Rebels. What a crazy play right there, as the Maroons wanted to tempo the Rebels, and instead Wright goes ahead and sparks out different orders, thinking that that was the play count. Snapping it was the center. Wright has to sprint to the 30, dives on the ball, gets hit late, and we'll see where this play ends up.
Interesting, because it was a late hit, so that's a 15-yard penalty. So
the result of the play is at the 30. So move this to the 15. It'll be first and goal from the 15 if my math is correct. I was a communications major. Give me a moment.
That looks like indeed you're correct.
So it'll be a second and 15 coming up. Second and goal from the 15, I should say.
Great math by a communications major. And
don't throw the letter X in there anywhere for me, please.
And yoga instructor.
Oh, yeah, we don't do much math in yoga either. Charles Wright in the shotgun. To his right is Davis. The hard count draws him off sides. He has a free play going for the end zone. Barry makes the catch, but he's pushed out. He did not get 1 foot in bounds. And Sawyer Barry was able to come down with the football but not keep his foot in bounds. But the penalty flag will still be 5 extra yards here on first and goal.
Well, I'm kind of glad that one didn't count, Carl. My camera got hung up and I missed the play.
No worries. Ball goes down to the 10. I don't understand why, but the yard to gain is now the 5, so it's actually first and goal from the 5. It'll be from the 5, so we'll correct that here in a moment here, as it's a
right with the
run
keeper
to the left side by Wright, yeah, and he maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, just barely, and brings up second and 5. So here's what happened, I guess. The personal foul is an automatic first down, but it's from the 15, so that first and goal was eliminated from the 6. So a little bit of interesting communication here, as it'll be second and 5 from the 10. Wright drops back, looks for the end zone, and overthrows his intended receiver. That was
it's like it's going to be a pass interference
Cook,
call.
Yeah, pass interference will bring this half the distance to the goal and a first down for the Maroons.
A lot of laundry that we've seen on the field here with just less than a minute, Karl.
Yeah, but, it's all right. It's all correct. It's not like the officials aren't doing their jobs well, and it looks like this will be half distance to the goal and a first down for the Maroons.
Pass interference on the defense. It's first and goal for the Maroons. Ball resting on the 1 yard line.
The ball goes to the 1 because the penalty happened in the end zone. So first and goal from the 1. Maroons need this touchdown and then the 2-point conversion if they can get it. There's a conversation amongst the officials.
It's like we're about to get this sorted out.
The referee's mic has not worked all night, so let's see if he can communicate what he wants to. It might be something with the scoreboard.
And it's a first down, whatever it is, so evidently the pass interference.
First and goal from the 1.
In the first down.
Exactly, first and goal from the 1, right in the shotgun. Davis to his left, and after the hard count, he's going to get new instructions from Mike Rosenthal. He barks them out to his offensive line. 6:43 left here in the fourth quarter. Maroons looking to tie this ball game up as they trail by 8, but they need to get in the end zone first. Davis shifts over to the right side. Wright will keep it. Runs behind his right tackle, and he dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Austin High School. The ball came out. The Rebels are saying that they came on top of it, but the signal of a touchdown will probably overrule that. But the officials want to talk this over. It could be the Rebels' ball at the 1. We saw the signal for the touchdown. Let's see what the officials discuss. It is a touchdown according to the referee.
Touchdown, Maroons.
Makes it 41-39. Austin High School is going to go for 2 because 1 point doesn't do any good with 6:36 left and a clock-chewing Rebels offense. Wright has a diamond set to the right side. He's going to drop back, scans, fires to the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is completed. It's Baylor Jordan again. We're tied up at 41.
Wright goes to his big tight end for the 2-point conversion, and is successful, and has tied this game right back up.
It's Ben Cook, I beg your pardon, who got into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Baylor Jordan's the other big tight end that we saw on the Rebels side. Mixed them up for a moment, but Ben Cook there with the 2-point conversion, and we're tied at 41, 6:36 left. The way this game's been going, the last team with the football is going to win.
The way it's been going, absolutely. Austin is extremely lucky that they averted crisis on the snap that went 30 yards downfield.
That's right, because that was a 1st and goal from the 6, and Wright had to sprint back to it, and a late hit came in on that play as well. And just a crazy series there for the Maroons.
One thing they did do was chew about 3 minutes off the clock.
All the penalties made it feel like a lot longer.
It did.
Taking up for the Maroons, number 33, Dylan Davila.
Davila
Who
will
would have
kick it
thought
off.
coming into this game, Karl, before we get started here, that by this time in the game you would have seen 82 points scored by both teams?
Not me. Oh, it's an onside kick attempt. This one takes an awkward bounce, but will be recovered by the Rebels as Davila tried to throw off the Rebel defense. And Hayes now with pretty solid field position to start off this drive. But Rebels have an interesting opportunity here. They want to chew up as much clock as they can, but Austin High maybe gives them a little bit of field, so if they need to, they can get the ball back with some time left too. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Do you let them score early and, or hope that they score early enough to give you an opportunity to get back to tie the ball game before time runs out?
Martinez will be under center. He has Hines behind him. Green is the wing right. It's a handoff to the wing left. It's Scott, and Scott fights across midfield and gets to the 46-yard line in Maroons territory. Sam Scott picks up 8 yards on 1st down.
13, John Kalunga. Gain of 8 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 2.
2nd and 2 for the Rebels. Martinez under center. Hands it off to Green. Green around left end as he turns the corner at the hash mark. Loses the ball. He has the 1st down according to forward progress, but let's see if the Rebels were able to jump back on top of it. Maroons say they have it on the early indication, but everybody points in their favor, obviously. And the Rebels appear to have jumped back on top of it and picked up the 1st down in the process. So 1st and 10 from the Maroon 40. Martinez under center. Hands it off to Hines. Hines behind his left tackle. Fighting forward at the 35-yard line. Gets a little more yardage at the 32. Flag in on the play in the area of a hold.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it's going to matter. It's coming back.
It was
it's
an
either
8-yard
a chop block or it's a hold.
It was an 8-yard gain, but yeah, it was in the trenches, and the referee getting the call right now before he relays it to us. .5:31 left here in the 4th quarter as the officials discuss this crucial call. personal foul will go against the Maroons defense. That's 15 yards from the spot of the foul, added on to the end of that run, actually. And
hands to the face.
Yeah, that moves the ball all the way to the 17-yard line. So
that was definitely unexpected.
Yeah, and with 5:31 left here in the fourth quarter, 1st and 10 for the Rebels. Never know, could be a blessing in disguise. If Hayes somehow does score quickly here, the Austin Maroons might have a chance to score and tie this ball game up. We'll see. Martinez under center. Will hand it off up the middle. Hines gets to the 15 and turns his legs for another yard to the 14. 3 yards on the play gained.
Just interesting, back on that last play, the flag was thrown at the line of scrimmage, but the penalty happened at the end of the play.
Hands to the face can happen anytime, I suppose.
I guess.
Good job reading the officials there, as they've had the mic off this whole second half, a little bit of technical difficulties. Martinez on 2nd and 7, hands it off to Scott, and Scott evades one tackle, gets across the 10, and is brought down out of bounds at the 6-yard line. Sam Scott picks up the first down, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 6. Official timeout here is there's a student a little slow to get off the field, and go ahead and pause for that with 4:48 left in the fourth quarter. The Rebels knocking on the door, 1st and goal from the 6. Martinez under center. Hines is the fullback. Green gets the handoff, and he gets in the end zone. 6-yard touchdown for the Hayes Rebels. Xavier Green in the end zone this time, and Hayes retakes the lead. (47-41) before the point after attempt. Banuelos will try and kick this one through. Banuelos gets the hold from Martinez and sends this one through the uprights and good. So your new score, the Hayes Rebels lead the Austin Maroons 48-41, 4:43 left here in the fourth quarter, and the Austin Maroons will have a chance to try and tie this one up in the final moments of this ball game. And like we were saying, Michael, this one might get into overtime, or it might come down to who has the ball last. We'll see how the Maroons play this.
89 points scored in this game so far.
I love a good offensive battle. You tuned into a good one, folks. I can't overstate that enough. It's Austin ISD Thursday night game of the week by SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry and Minuteman Press. Happy all of you tuned into this game tonight, as I'd have to say this is the best Thursday night game of the season so far. Maybe go back to the Taco Shack Bowl where it was McCallum defeating Anderson 21-20. That was a close game at the end, but I love my offense.
I love it too. It makes for an exciting game and a nail biter all the way down here to the end.
Banuelos will tee it up at the 40 on the left hash mark. He's going to take a 6-yard charge. End over end, and fair catch called for by Wooten. He drops it and picks it up at the 5. Fair catch will be honored, and the touchback rule in effect. So the touchback will put the ball at the 25-yard line for Mike Rosenthal's Austin Maroons, and with 4:41 left in the fourth quarter. Austin High School looking to answer back and tie this ball game up, or perhaps take the lead on a two-point conversion. You never know what might happen. They have missed a couple extra points tonight, and I beg your pardon, the fair catch will not be honored because he dropped it.
Because he muffed it.
Yep, and he'll go ahead, and the starting yard will be at the 6-yard line. They still honored the fair catch and blew the play dead when he picked it up, but no return there on the opportunity after muffing it by Tevin Wooten. So 1st and 10, standing on his own goal line that they're trying to protect. The Maroons have it, and Wright will roll out to the right. Fires, and incomplete is the pass intended for Ben Cook. 10 seconds tick off the clock. 4:34 left here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 6. 3 receivers to the left side. Single receiver to the right in Colby Kalbacher. Davis in the backfield with Wright, who drops back for a pass. He hits Sawyer Berry at the 10-yard line, and it's a pickup of 4 yards on 2nd down. The pass complete, and 3rd and 6 coming up here for the Maroons. Call it a 5 as they mark his forward progress at the 11. And now Wright has 3 receivers to his right, single receiver to the left. Davis in the backfield with him, dropping back for a pass. He scans to the right, fires it on the slant. It's complete. It's a Kalbach. He picks up the first down past the 15 to the 18-yard line. And the Maroon fans, you can hear the sigh of relief picking up a big 3rd down conversion. 1st and 10, ball on the 18-yard line. Maroons in their own territory trying to tie this ball game up. Dropping back for a pass is Wright. Scans across the middle, and it's incomplete. The ball bobbled, but unable to come down with it was Devin Quintana, and brings up 2nd and 10. Two receivers on both sides for Wright. Zone read. He'll drop back and look for a pass. He's under pressure, and he gets the ball away. No receiver in the area. Flag comes in. Intentional grounding will probably be the call.
Yeah, that'll be a loss of down, too.
There's a couple flags, so the officials will try and confer, but it will be intentional grounding. And the officials trying to discuss where the ball will be placed. It's inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. So 3rd and 18 here for the Maroons. Right in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left. He'll roll out to the left side, looking over to the right side, fires it right down the middle, and just a stride away from completing the pass to Colby Kalbacher. It's incomplete. The clock stops at 3:27, and it's 4th and 19 here for the Austin Maroons. And, usually you want to go for it, and it's a tough situation to say punt the way the Rebels' offense has gone, but you do have all 3 timeouts if you're the Maroons. But that's a tough place to turn it over on down. So talking it over will be Coach Rosenthal and the Austin Maroons.
Well, you still have all 3 of your timeouts. If you punt the ball away, you still have an opportunity to keep them from scoring and getting the ball back. But if you opt to go for it right here and you turn the ball over on downs at 4th and 19.
That close to the end zone?
When you're at the 9-yard line?
Yeah, exactly.
You kind of put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. How many 4th and 19 plays do you have in your book? I say if you're the Maroons, you punt it and trust your defense in your 2 final timeouts and hope that you have a 2-minute drill to try and execute. It's a tough call for Austin High School, who's fought valiantly in tonight's game.
They have. It's been a great game. It's been entertaining to watch. Exciting from both for both fan bases. It's just been an incredible game, and it looks like that they're gonna go for it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a pooch kick here.
3:27 left here in the fourth quarter, 4th and 19. It'll be Wright dropping back for a pass from his own 9-yard line. Fires across the middle, and it's caught. Completed to Nick Anderson across the 30. He picks up the yard to gain, and the safeties were not able to close in time. First down, Austin.
What a gutsy play by Austin High, relying on the arm of Wright.
Empty backfield for Wright here. 3:12 to play in the fourth quarter. He's going to drop back. Tucks it and runs over to the right side. He's not going to run those. He completes the pass to Barry across the 40. He gets across the 45 and is dropped down. Sawyer Barry at the 48-yard line, and the Maroons have some momentum now.
Tell you what, Karl, I don't know that there isn't a pass that this young man can't throw. He's running to the right, throws back across his body to the middle of the field for the completion.
5 wide, and it's 1st and 10. He's going to throw it deep down the right sideline. Sawyer Barry has it broken up, but a flag comes in. Good defense there by the cornerback, Sam Scott, but it looks like he's going to pick up the penalty as well. And I beg your pardon, not Sam Scott. That was Piele Henderson.
Well, he put his hand on his shoulder, and I think that's what got him. So
that will be a pass interference, and Wright just kind of threw that up there, hoping that Sawyer Barry was able to come down with it. And it'll be a new set of downs. 1st and 10 for the Maroons from the 37-yard line. Trips left. 2 receivers to the right. 5 wide here for Charles Wright, who's in the shotgun. A swing pass out to the left. Anderson has to catch it, and he probably should have just let it hit the turf for an incomplete pass as he loses yards on the play to the 41. Loss of 4. Receivers shift around. 3 receivers to the right side, 2 receivers from the left. 2nd and 14. Wright will drop back. He's under pressure. He rolls out to the left, fires down the middle of the field, and it's underthrown, and the ball hits the turf. Incomplete. Almost an interception for the Rebels.
What a heads-up play by Barry, coming over the shoulder of the defender to knock the ball away, or it would have been a turnover.
Yeah, Barry, little frustrated that the ball was thrown just a bit short, but he does break up the play, and also the 2 defenders coming into each other fighting for that ball. No time to say, I got it. And now it'll be 3rd and 14 from the 41-yard line. 2:04 left in the fourth. Wright scans to the right, and it's completed. Catching it is Anderson. He turns the corner at the 35, and that's Kolbach getting it to the 20, and it's a first down for the Maroons. Colby Kolbacher gets the Maroons into the red zone.
Last play goes down to the 19-yard line. Good for another Maroon first down.
Maroons will slow it down here. 1:45 left in the fourth.
And nobody has left this park.
Trips left. Single receiver to the right. Davis in the backfield with Charles Wright. And it's a design quarterback run. He goes up the gut and he gets to the 15. Brought down officially at the 14-yard line. So he picks up 5 yards on first down. And good design there as he was an ankle tackle away from busting it into the end zone.
Heck of a shoestring tackle by Jacob Edelman for the Hayes, or he might have taken it to the house.
Right in the shotgun, has a hard count. That'll change up the play after he sees a flinch from the linebacker. Davis in the backfield with him. 2nd and 5, and it's a handoff to Grayson Davis. Davis evades one tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Maroons. Grayson Davis takes it 14 yards into the end zone. And the Maroons cut this lead to 1.
Now the question, Karl, do you go for 2 or do you go for the tie?
I would go for the tie, but since the point after attempt has been shaky tonight and there's only 55 seconds left, the way the Rebels run their offense, I say go for the win. It's homecoming after all for the Austin Maroons, and a timeout on the field taken by Austin.
Maroons are going to talk it over.
I understand.
Wow, it's about all you could say about this game so far tonight. Wow. Coming into it, as we discussed earlier, really didn't think with the Maroons record that they would be in a horse race with the Hayes Rebels at the end of the game.
Maroons 1-3 in District 25 6A. The Hayes Rebels undefeated at 3-0 in District 25 6A. Undefeated overall in the season here halfway through, 5-0.
Hayes definitely one of the better teams in the district, and the Maroons are going toe-to-toe with them. Outstanding quarterback play by Wright on the night.
So Austin only has 1 timeout left. Hayes has all 3, 55 seconds left. It's the point after attempt, and it looks like the Maroons are going to go for the win. Charles Wright in the shotgun. He has Davis to his right, dropping back his right, scanning to the left side, firing to the left side, incomplete. And a roar of Rebels from the left side of the field, and the 2-point conversion is no good. 55 seconds left, and onside kick time for the Austin Maroons.
Well, you know it's coming, so the hands team is definitely going to be on the field for the Rebels.
Austin High tried an onside kick last kickoff, and the Rebels weren't expecting it, but they were able to pick it up and get great field position and able to score. So now it comes down to, can they get the lucky bounce, the awkward bounce that they got last time, and get lucky on this awkward bounce? Why not add a little more drama to the evening?
Well, that's the spice of life, brother. Brother.
This is an unbiased broadcast, but we went ahead and figured that we just want a great game, and we've already had a great game, but victory formation would be an appropriate way for the Hayes Rebels to end it, as they had to call back, but still it would be fun to see Austin High pick up a onside kick and try and score with 55 seconds left in the fourth. Kicking it will be Holden O'Kelly. O'Kelly with a 3-yard charge. Has this one taken by one of the hands crew and thrown out of bounds. It's Xavier Martinez, the quarterback, showing off the football as he's about to take a couple knees, and that'll be the end of the game.
Well, what a hard-fought and valiant effort by the Austin High Maroons. You look back at those missed extra points now, Karl. That's the difference in the ball game.
It is, and I think that's the reason they went for 2 there to try and pick up the W.
So I think they missed 3 or 4.
And a knee taken here by Martinez. 1 timeout left from Austin High School. They will probably burn it here, I guess, as the clock stops at 50 seconds. 50 seconds here in the fourth, and it looks like the JV might come out onto the field.
Well, what a game.
Great game. As it looks like taking the final snap this evening will be the sophomore quarterback, Durand Hill. And, you know, I understand bringing in these young guys, but this is probably the worst time for a fumble. Like, you wouldn't want a sophomore who hasn't touched the football all night to mess up on the center exchange. But Hill, either way, will go under center. And the sophomore takes a knee, and an aggressive move by the Maroons results in him hitting the turf right after. Still one more knee needing to be taken. No timeouts left for Austin here. There's a 4-second difference between the play clock and the game clock. 30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. 23 seconds left on the play clock. So one more knee will be taken by Hill. Durant Hill takes the knees. It looks like he will go ahead and caulk it, and that'll do it. So, or excuse me, take the knee and take to the end of the ball game. So, for your final score from House Park, the Hayes Rebels stay undefeated on the season, improve to 6-0, knocking off the hard-fought Austin Maroons 48-47. I'm Karl Schoening along with Michael Francis. We're happy you tuned in to Austin ISD Football Thursday Night Game of the Week, brought to you by SHN Sports, sponsored by Georgetown Jewelry and Minuteman Press. And before we sign off, Michael, great game we saw tonight. Final thoughts on it?
Oh, gosh, man. Exciting all the way to the end. You know, you're not, from an impartial standpoint, you're not upset with the outcome of the ball game either way because it was competitive. There were mistakes that were made that cost the Maroons the victory. The missed extra points. The turnover down at the 10-yard line on the muff punt.
All the way back to the first punt
that
of the
allowed
game.
Hayes to score their first touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
After they held Hayes to a 4-and-out on their first possession, and Hayes punts the ball, the Maroons muff it and turn it over at the 10-yard line and give Hayes an easy touchdown. So you look at those missed opportunities and looking at the Maroons, and you come away from this, you're extremely disappointed that you didn't get the win. You played well enough to win, but there were a lot of positives that came out of this too. You have a quarterback that's one of the top quarterbacks in the whole Austin area. I mean, he's a gunslinger. He can get it down the field. He can make his progressions and hit his receivers. He takes his time in the pocket. He's not confused whenever the blitz is on and the rush is coming in. He's just a heads-up, headsy player. You know, he can do it with his feet. He can do it with his arm. Outstanding play by Wright at the quarterback spot. But you got to give it to Hayes. They were behind. They did what they had to, and they clawed back in, and they clawed out a victory.
Well, once again, your final score here from House Park. The Hayes Rebels stay perfect on the season, improve to 6-0 overall and 4-0 in District 25 6A play. The Austin Maroons fall to 2-4 on the season and 1-4 in District 25 6A. Final score 48-47. The Rebels with the victory.